Hi everybody, it's Kathy again. It's Thursday, March 26, 2020. It's in the evening. Sorry, I said I was going to do my second video right after the first one, but yeah, things went a little crazy today, so here I am. So what I was planning on talking about was the new benefit that was announced yesterday, the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, so CERB. We'll have to wait and see if we're going to call it the CERB or the CERB. Anyway, so it was just announced last night, and it is replacing the two new programs that were announced last week called the Emergency Care Benefit and the Emergency Support Benefit. I think they saw that these two programs were just too confusing as to which one people would apply for, and some other problems, so they decided to scrap those two and combine them into one. And I think it's great. It shows that the people making the decisions are listening to the suggestions, critiques that they're getting from people out in the field or the people that have to implement these things, and they're making changes as they go along. And in this case, they made the change before the application website was opened and before people started getting payments, etc., etc. So that's a good thing. Okay, so if you go online now, you can find lots of information on the CRA website, and I see some of the larger accounting and tax firms are posting some really helpful graphics where they have like pictures of somebody who's sick, somebody taking care of kids, somebody who's taking anyway, all those things. So I won't go through that, but I just want to say, talk about, so why did they change this? So the two reasons. The one was it's too confusing. The second one is that they made this change because they could see they were going to put these two new programs also through the EI Service Canada website. And as you've heard, and if you've tried to do this yourself in the past week, very bogged down, right? So this the Service Canada website is designed to handle about 3,000 to 5,000 applicants a week, and last week I think or up till now they got like 1 million hits, and it's just so bogged down. So this new program is going to go through the CRA website, and I think they must have been thinking about this for the last couple of days, because what I was reading, so if you've seen my other videos, I've been saying sign up for your Service Canada account, but also sign up for your CRA My account username and password if you don't have it yet, because they keep saying that you need that one. And I kept wondering, why are they saying that you would use that, the CRA My account username and password, to apply for something that's going through the Service Canada website? Well, it's because they've decided they can't send more traffic to the EI Service Canada website. They're going to send it to the CRA website because, think about it, the CRA website is designed to handle however many hits, traffic, during tax season, right? So for 2 to 3 months of the year, it gets millions and millions of transactions, or whatever word you would use. So it's much better designed to handle this many applications. So I'm sure they're designing it right now, but to apply, you're going to need your CRA My account username and password. Start working on setting that up now, or if you've already got it, dig up your username and password so that you're ready to go when the new things open up. So I've heard April 6th. I'm not sure if I'm right on that. It might change, but definitely early April. Okay, some general questions I've got. If you've already applied for the regular EI and you get rejected, if you applied for the regular EI and you haven't heard anything back, should you apply again? No, they're saying right on the website, do not do that. They're just really bogged down and they're trying to work through them, and they don't need another application from you in the system, so don't apply again. The other thing is, if I applied for the first one and now I like this one better and I think I'm going to get rejected for the first one, should I apply for the new one? And they're also saying, no, don't do that. We'll process your first application, and if you don't qualify under that, we will automatically transfer it into becoming an application for the new one. Okay. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to point out is the new program is not for a work slowdown where you're still getting some pay. To apply for the new one, you must have 0 earnings, either self-employed or employed, for 14 consecutive days within a 4-week period. I'll say that again. 0 earnings within 14 consecutive days within a 4-week period. And your application date is within that 4-week period. Hopefully once it comes up on the website, they'll explain it better than I just did, but that's the idea. So I've had a question, what happens if I do have the 0 earnings for this time period and I'm able to apply, and then my boss calls me back and I do a bit more work? Because there's a little thing in there that says your boss does not have to terminate you for you to get this. You can still stay on the records of the employer, so that's a bit different from ordinary EI. You're still staying on the payroll records of your employer for down the road once you get called back. But say your boss, people are like, what happens if my boss wants me to come in and do a little bit of work and make a little money? The way I'm reading this, to get this $2,000 a month or $500 a week, you need to be 0 income for the entire period. Whereas regular EI, you can earn a little bit of money and then you just report it to EI and it gets deducted off your payments. So I don't know if I'm reading this wrong, I'll update you, but that's the way I'm reading it right now. Because a lot of people who would apply under this bucket, their workplaces are closed for the foreseeable future. So there's not a chance that they'll be called back for a 3-hour shift or something, because the workplace has been termed non-essential, or at least in Ontario, that's how it is. Okay, next question. Will we need an ROE for this? I don't know. I know some people have been having a hard time getting an ROE. I do know that self-employed people are eligible potentially for this new program, and self-employed people cannot do an ROE. They can't issue one to themselves, so they're going to be applying for this thing without an ROE. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see about that. So that's that. Okay, last thing I wanted to talk about, which you may not have seen. So in order to be eligible for this, you have to be in one of those 6 groups of people that are listed, but you also need to have had, at a minimum, $5,000 of employment or self-employment income during 2019 or during the 12 months preceding the date that you apply for this. So remember, if you watched my other videos, about a week ago, this might not be on my YouTube channel. Anyway, I was saying that if you wanted to get the bump up in the Canada Child Benefit and or the GST benefit, and you were worried that you had not filed your 2019 tax return yet, I said, don't worry, you don't need to rush out and do your 2019 tax return yet, if you don't want to go to like a crowded tax prep place, because the bump up in May is going to be based on your 2018 tax return, which is true. That's still true. But for this thing, it's based on your 2019 income. So if you're an employee and you get a T4, CRA will already have that information for 2019. So also if you're in that situation and you have not done your 2019 tax return yet, and you still don't want to go out to a tax prep place and you're not able to do it yourself, you're okay. CRA will already know how much you made on your T4 last year, because it's your employer already submitted it to CRA, either electronically or paper, and it was due February 29th, so they've got that information. So you're good if you've not filed your 2019 tax return. Where we're going to have a problem, we, meaning me, people like me, is people who are self-employed, unincorporated. So those people report their earnings from self-employment on their personal tax return. And so CRA does not know how much you made last year. They don't know if you made $5,000 minimum of self-employment income, because you haven't filed your 2019 tax return yet. The majority of people, because normally those people don't need to file, they have to pay a tax installment by April 30th, but normally they don't need to file their tax return until June. So those people haven't been rushing to do their stuff. So now I can foresee that I'm going to have a mad rush of self-employed people who want to get their 2019 tax returns done. Anyway, not to complain about, that's a very small percentage of the Canadian population is accountants who have to do this work. But anyway, yeah, if you're self-employed and unincorporated and you want to get this benefit, start getting your records together now. If you haven't done it, if you're at home doing nothing else, that's what you should be doing right now. And one more thing, no, two more things actually. Okay, why did they put the $5,000 threshold in place? This is to rule out the students. So say, it's interesting, the minimum age that you need to be to apply for this new benefit is 15, because there are some 15-year-olds who are out in the workforce working full-time, right? And so they deserve to be able to apply for this. But the program is trying to exclude like high school students who have a job that they maybe earn $2,500 in a year. And they still live at home, and mom and dad, the parents are guardians. I'm trying to be inclusive, but I'm really tired. I'm sorry. Are supporting them financially, so they don't really need to get this $2,000 a month benefit. So it's trying to exclude them. So flip side of that, what if you are an adult and you just started a part-time job, say in November, and your 2019 T4 only has $2,500 on it, but since then, January, February, March, you've been working more and you're earning more, and you feel like, well, why am I being excluded? Because it's based on my 2019 T4. No, remember when I said that those extra, it could be your 2019 earnings or the 12 months preceding your application date. So take the number that's on your 2019 T4, add your January, February, March gross earnings from your pay stubs, and if that adds up to, like, add up your earnings for the 12 months ending on your application date, and if that's at least $5,000, then you're good to go. Okay, last thing. If you own a corporation and you have always only taken dividends from your corporation because your accountant advised you that that was a better tax situation, or your accountant gave you options and you decided to just take T5 dividend income. So on your 2019 tax return, you would have 0 on your employment income line and your self-employment line. You're going to be out of luck. You're not going to be able to apply for this. That's just the way it is. And don't yell at your accountant, because nobody could have foreseen this coming through, right? This benefit or this whole situation that you're in. So yeah, okay. So I'm sorry, I am really tired right now, and this is not the best video I've done, but hopefully whatever I talk about tomorrow, I'll try to do it in the morning when I'm more energetic. Okay, got to get back at it. So have a good night, stay healthy, and yeah, that's all. See you tomorrow. Bye.